get that fuzzy wuzzy. But we'll see. I don't know. It's this would be Sunday morning for everybody.
Yep.
Or it's Sunday night for us. But like I said, that might be too loud.
That is, it is loud.
So if anybody comes on here, they might have to tell us. But we'll see. You might luck out and nobody will show up.
There's someone there.
Somebody, we got one. That's good.
Good evening.
If you can hear us, let us know, because we're on a
Rooftop.
where there's a swimming pool. But I guess that's, I don't know what that fan is for. They're gone anyway.
It's the kitchen there. They have a restaurant there, so they have a kitchen.
Oh.
It's like that.
But they came and went. But sometimes it takes time. Ah, look who it is. Always be prepared. Gary, you're the one and only to show up. Yeah, it's just, you know, this person over here.
Hello.
Can you even hear us well, Gary? It's like we got this thing up there making noise, but we didn't even know if it would be too loud. Yeah, she just got back, I don't know, not even an hour ago from Mabato Ayungin.
Yeah.
She smells like smoke. She's been out in the province in the jungle cooking stuff on a fire. Yeah, so she smells like a smoke. She needs a shower. She smells like somebody who went away camping for the weekend. What? That's just a fact. Yeah, she smells like she went camping. And then she rode a motorbike the whole way from Ayungin back to here. So she took a bus, but then she rode a motorbike with her brother. And then she had some kind of bug or something maybe hit her in the eye. I don't know. She's got like a little welt on her eyeball. But so Gary says, it's just me. I'm just about to go to bed, but saw you pop up. Hi, he said, hi, Che.
Hello, Gary.
Oh, she didn't say Sir Gary. Uh-oh.
Good evening.
Yeah. So we're just up on we ate at your favorite place, Gary, the Melting Pot. So we said, why not just come up by the pool and sit up here for a little bit, see if we get any activity at almost 9:30 at night, but then would be 9:30 in the morning in the East Coast time, East Standard Time. I have other people that are subscribers that get on that are from like Ireland, and they always say when I get on it's too early. So like they said, the later the better. I don't remember what time it would be in Dublin, Ireland, but it was that one guy that had Katsumota or something like that. He had like a Japanese name, but he's from Ireland. So I don't know. We might not get anybody, Gary, so this live stream might not last very long anyway. Which reminds me, you said you wanted to do a live stream this week sometime. You just let me know, and we can do that. We had dinner at Sugary's for the birthday celebrations. Well, that's cool. Did you actually try anything new at Sugary? I think the last thing I tried at Sugary was the meatball sandwich, meatball sub. What did you have at Sugary there, Miss Quiet?
I forgot.
You don't even remember. She forgot. Hello, Niels. How you doing, Niels? As always, we got, well, it looks like 2 people in my live stream, which this could be considered a goofy time. I don't know. It's hit or miss. I always have certain people say, you should go on at this time, then I can be there. You should go on this time, but it probably makes the most sense to schedule your live stream when it's best for you to have it. And then people adjust their schedule. But are you going to tell everybody what you were doing this weekend in your province?
not like a celebration. I went there because it's Halloween.
Halloween, and you were doing what in the rice fields, Che?
Just like I don't know what it's in English that way to like doing that. I
She
don't
was
know.
basically out in the rice fields,
This morning.
yeah, basically harvesting the rice that was ready,
Mhm.
that was dry, and then I don't know what it means. You're stepping on it like people do with grapes. She was out working for like 4 hours harvesting rice, where she used to harvest rice as a 7-year-old kid one day, many years
Yeah.
ago.
Mhm.
Although sometimes she looks like she's still 7 years old. All right, maybe 10. She looks a lot younger than her age, especially when she doesn't have makeup on. Gary says yes, maybe Typhoon Day, or if you have internet. That could always be. Yeah, a lot of people, they kind of do Typhoon and lives together. It's like, I wouldn't say it's like a celebration or a holiday, but they do that. Hey, the Art Chairs is here. Welcome back, Michael and Shay. Hello, Art Chairs.
Hello, our friends.
I apologize for earlier when I attempted to do that live stream, and two things happened. I ran out of data, which I thought I had got this new data where it was unlimited, but apparently it's not unlimited for the day. So if I'm watching other people's live streams, or actually listening to other live streams, I'm using up that data. So when I went to do a live stream, Gary, I went to do a live stream with Mr. Dave from Thailand. He's never done that before. He was having a lot of signal issues as it was, but then my data ran out. So that live stream was basically a total bust. And I ended up getting booted because I ran out of data, and it just wasn't very good. So here we are now. I do have data. Only had to pay 30 pesos for unlimited data for the day.
Mhm.
So I guess 24 hours, but I have it. But I have limited data daily on my normal data for the month, which I don't know. In a perfect world, Starlink would be the perfect thing to get. Anything you want to say, Che? You're too quiet, and I have to
I'm
keep.
tired, sorry, because
Yeah, it's like, Che, we need to do a live stream. I'm tired. I need to get a shower. I need to do this. I'm like, there's a lot of things I need to do too, but people want us to be on live
I
stream.
know.
Although we got to make videos too, but let me see.
Archer,
Yeah, read it.
how do you celebrate Halloween in the Philippines? It's like a normal Halloween. Like I went to my province and with my family. I didn't make we killed chicken and
You
we
killed a chicken
yeah, and we make a sticky rice pudding. So we eat that yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah, and
That was
today,
All Saints Day.
And today we went to cemetery to visit our loved ones passed away. So
Which today is All Souls Day.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. Do you guys really do anything on October 31st, or is it more about November 1st and November 2nd?
November 1st and 2nd.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's kind of how they celebrate it. More about honoring the people that have died and passed on, which I kind of like that idea better. All right, go ahead. Read. Alistair's here. Alistair. Hey, sleepyhead. Look
Sorry.
at this. No excuses. Wake up.
Hey, always great to say Chi makes stream great.
See?
Just logging Michael.
Just joking.
I just joking, Michael. Like to listen to you too.
It's all right. I know people prefer when I'm with Che. I mean, as is most YouTubers, they're more interested in a Filipina, a woman, or it does make it better when you have a foreigner with a Filipina. It kind of, there's more story. It's more interesting. Yeah, I can admit that. I'm probably boring on certain occasions, but I like to travel and kind of do things. So if that means I got to go on my own to do some things sometimes and bring you guys with me where I'm at, whether it's Sikihor or even Bahol would be fun. Waterfalls, stuff like that. What do you want me to smush your head? Waterfalls, stuff like that. Then you'll have to deal with me. But I prefer to bring her. It's more entertaining. And plus she gets to work on her English. You know, that's why I have her reading these. All right. So yeah, no hard feelings, Alistair. I know you're interested in me too. All right. Gary, always be prepared. Go ahead, read it.
I'll contact you soon for live. Good, got to go.
Got to go.
Got to go. It's past my bedtime. Nice seeing you guys. All right, Gary. Good night. Have a good night.
Hey, that's
Gary.
twice she's called you Gary and not Sir Gary. Holy cow. She's turning the corner. All right, read Niels Christensen.
I'm about to take a shower and get ready for work. I'll leave your live stream running in the background to help you with your watch hours. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Niels. That's much needed. You know what's crazy, Niels? Earlier today, when I was listening, semi-watching Ray's live stream, I went from like 994 subscribers to 1,001. And then within an hour, I go back and I went from 1,001 subscribers right down to 94. I'm assuming that is a troll subscribing kind of situation, but yeah, so I learned my lesson. I'm not celebrating when I reach the 1,000 mark. Maybe 1,500, maybe something like that when I'm over the 1,000. But yeah, it was kind of like you wait so long and you try so hard to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I got it, 1,001. I think I can thank everybody for helping me get to that milestone. And then all of a sudden 1,001 down to 994. And actually then it went down to 989. And then when I was on James and Karen's live stream, which all of you are very familiar with, James and Karen's Adventures, they are great people. I love their channel. They're always, it's always good discussion. The majority of their subscribers, which I would consider friends, it's like a community on their live stream. You can learn a lot. There's just a lot of good people on James and Karen's live streams. Of course, they get their trolls on occasion, but James went out of his way he has multiple YouTube accounts, and he started subscribing to my channel just to replenish the troll subscriptions that I lost. So I just want to share that story about James and Karen. I have a lot of respect for them, and they're I'm sure you guys all are familiar with them too. I love their channel. So thank you, Niels. The Archer says, it's like the Day of the Dead in South America. Do they go in door to door trick or treating? Do people go to houses dressed up and with a bag and they give candy out here?
No, but we have it's like a tradition there. It's like a culture or something. Our way in my province or here, you can go to your friend's house, you can eat food there, but there's no candy, there's no costume. It's just like you can go to your friends or your neighbor house to eat some sticky rice pudding.
But don't people take food to the cemetery also?
Yeah.
They actually sit the food out as if their loved one that passed on could eat it, but then they obviously eat it. I don't think they just leave it there, right?
Some people leave food there, but not all, because someone gonna get the food and then.
Yeah, Halloween here in the Philippines, I guess you can agree with me, it's more about paying respects to loved ones or family that have passed on, right?
Yeah.
It's not about the traditional Western style Halloween where people are dressing up. Now, I've seen people dressing up, but I think they do it because they see Western people do it. I think the way they celebrate Halloween.
they do it because they have someone make an event. So like beast in costume and then have prize. That's it. So
But it-
no, it's not.
But it's more.
What?
It's just more of a traditional to pay respects to people that have passed away.
Yep.
Not so much about scary stuff and
Nope.
dressing up and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And you do see that. Like I said, you randomly see people dressed up, maybe at the boulevard, but I just think they do it because they see it. That's what they do in Western society. So they're kind of like following that kind of plan. But yeah. Our chair says, what are my subscribers at right now? Honestly, you'd have to look because it's not at 1,000, and that's okay. What's meant to be will be. Again, that's my fault for getting kind of excited. Because, you know, you work so hard and try to get to a certain place. But I'll be honest with you, I don't want subscribers that are going to subscribe and unsubscribe. You know, what's the point? And, you know, I try to be nice to other people that follow my channel, and they like, you know, hey, subscribe to my channel, I'll subscribe to yours. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, kind of work together. And then, you know, then next thing you know is all these subscriptions are just gone. So I would assume it's those people, trolls, that get in your account and just, I don't know, either trying to gain your subscription to their channel and then they just remove theirs from yours maybe. I'm not sure, but that's okay. That's fine. I don't want people to subscribe to my channel that truly aren't interested in knowing me or knowing Che,
Yeah.
which that's all right. When it jumps. Now she's new.
Oh, this one don't jump though.
Oh, our chair said, do they stay in the cemetery overnight?
No, just an hour.
I think some people stay more than an hour. Like
Yeah,
some
more
people-
than an hour.
like a couple hours, but yeah,
but
that would be spooky sitting there at nighttime in the dark. I didn't think they did that, but they do that in the U.S. They'll go there and try and scare people, and they have their seances and trying to raise people from the dead and talk to the dead and stuff like that. But yeah, our chairs, thanks for the question. Weena Jumps, now I know her. I did subscribe to her. She was on Ray's channel. She has her own established channel. And I'm pretty sure you're Filipina. She does, you know, jump rope, like jumping jack. You know what jump rope is, where you have the rope and you jump and
Like
exercise?
that?
Yeah. That's what she does a lot on her channel. She has thousands of subscribers, but it's kind of interesting. She does exercises, but she subscribed to my channel. I helped her and subscribe to her channel. So obviously she's still subscribed or she wouldn't be here. So thank you for being here, Weena. My name's Michael.
My name's Che.
That's Che. I'm from the United States. She's obviously from here.
Where
Ask
are
her.
you from? Weena Jumps.
She wants to know where you're from. And then VN Gamer says, hey, how has 2025 been? Thank you for being here, VNAM Gamer. I'd say 2025 is all right so far here in the Philippines. I guess other than the abundance of earthquakes lately, that's been probably the biggest, I guess, thing that I can speak to as far as 2025 in the Philippines, but it's all right. Hey, no matter where you live in the world, there's all sorts of natural disasters. So, sleepyhead over here. You have earthquakes, you have floods, you have, well, I wouldn't want to deal with a tsunami. I'm sure they're kind of scary, but natural disasters everywhere. So, knock on, hopefully there's just no more earthquakes. I know they talk of big ones coming, and I guess we're preparing for this typhoon that's supposed to hit maybe Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
Hopefully from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be more, the center of the tsunami's tracking more north of us. But as anything, one time. It can be going this way and all of a sudden go another way, so maybe it won't be so bad. But thank you for being here, everybody. And if you're not a subscriber, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're really interested in subscribing to the channel and you really are interested in having fun with me and Che and following our story and our journey of an American foreigner expat with his Filipina. So yeah, don't subscribe if you're not really interested, only to unsubscribe a day later. You're pulling me this way. But thank you, Vietnam Gamer. You're new to me, so I appreciate it. Our chair says, subscriptions say $9.93. Yeah. It's been, like I said, I haven't seen it any higher than 1,001. And that was a false hope and got me excited for nothing. But now I know. I'm not celebrating anything. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm just more interested in just sharing my story and inspiring other people that have never been to the Philippines to don't just settle for where you live, wherever you live in the world. If you've never been in Asia, sleepyhead, if you've never been any other places, don't be afraid to live life. If you can do it financially, obviously, or obviously you gotta have good health too. I wouldn't want to travel, especially if you're coming from a far away like me. Yeah, I flew halfway around the world, but best decision I ever made. And if I wouldn't have come here, I wouldn't know this little lady right there. But hey, CEO to farmer. He says, hey Che, hey Michael, welcome. His name is Simon.
Simon.
Yes.
Hello, Simon.
And he has a Filipina, I think, wife. Apologize if I don't remember Simon. He's actually supposed to do a live stream tomorrow sometime in the morning with James and Karen.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a collaboration live stream, split screen, which I think those are fun. I wouldn't mind doing one of those, me and you, with James and Karen, if they'd ever be interested. I think that would be a lot of fun. But thank you for being here, Simon. You're another one. Simon, I haven't known him that long through YouTube, but he's always around, always says hello. Of course, where did I meet him? See him, James and Karen. James and Karen's community of subscribers are, for the most part, just real, genuine type people. That's what I love about their channel. She's like playing with her feet now. She was like stomping on rice in the rice fields today. Like, I never knew that Filipinas or Philippine people, when they're harvesting the rice and they're laying it out, they're walking on it and stepping on it, I guess, to break off the rice. Kind of reminded me of people that get grapes and they step on the grapes with their feet. She has videos from that, so I'm gonna make a little short and post that on YouTube. So just be on the lookout for that. You'll see a true province girl, Morena girl, showing you how to work. Yeah. And as I've mentioned this before previously, when she was 7 years old, she was working in the rice field, hot, swampy kind of water, mosquitoes, at least, sometimes 8 hours a day as a 7-year-old. Could you imagine a girl in Western society? Not saying there aren't some that do that, but I don't think most women nowadays, young girls, are getting out and working in rice fields, doing hard labor, manual labor like that. These Filipinas, they're tough girls. They're very tough.
We're strong.
Yeah, look at the muscles. Yep. Hey, if you got it, show it. She's tough. But thank you, Simon. Weena Jump says, hello, everyone. Weena Jump says, you're welcome, Michael and Che. GW Yashas or whatever, hello there, what's up? See, you're another one that's loyal. I just met him recently. He subscribed to me, I subscribed to him. I don't know what happened to so many of these other people that subscribed to the channel and just like, boop, fell off the face of the earth. I don't know. But what's important is the people that show up in your live streams or communicate with you in other live streams, you kind of learn who the real people are. And that's what I really want. I want to be surrounded by real people who enjoy life, want to be happy, I'm definitely happy here in the Philippines. Best decision I ever made. Weena Jump says, so GW, thank you for being here. Appreciate it, as always. And once I start seeing who my loyal people are and who are interested, then I'm gonna make somebody a moderator, because at some point I gotta do that. I need at least one. I don't think I need more than one. My live streams haven't quite reached an audience yet, and I'm still kind of new to the live stream scene. Look at her hanging on. Little tired Filipina. But yeah, Weena Jump says I'm Filipina. GW said, let's go.
Yeah, she's a Filipina, but she didn't tell us where she's from.
Oh, Weena Jumps. Maybe she mentioned it later, but yeah, Che wants to know where you're from in the Philippines. GW says, let's go. Art Chair says, I'm going to try and push your subs over 1,000 now. You know what? I really respect that, the Art Chairs. I really do. And you know what? I'm going to do this right now. Just for you. Because I've known you for a while, and you've been very loyal to my channel, and I respect you. GW says 993 subs, let's go. Yeah, that'd be nice, GW, but you know what? It's okay. What I realized is I got my hopes up when I was over 1,001, and then reality set in. But you know what? Then it kind of, like a little bit, I was disappointed, I'll be honest. But right now I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I don't mind that I'm not. When it's supposed to happen, if it happens, it'll happen. That's all right. You know, I'll still keep on moving forward. My true supporters, my true friends, I should say. It's kind of like Ray says the same thing. I don't look at you guys as subscribers. I look at you guys as my YouTube friends, and hopefully the community grows. But like I said, we're just keeping this live simple. I just wanted everybody to know that Che was back. Plus, everybody's always asking me about you anyway, and you're a part of this, so I don't want to disappoint anybody. And again, like I said, anybody who's considering coming to the Philippines, just if you can make it work financially and you're in good health, do it. Go buy your ticket.
Right
that way.
now.
Well, yeah, she says right now, but don't give yourself an opportunity to talk yourself out of it. I mean, and you know, even when I bought my ticket, one of the options when you go to purchase your ticket, you can pay extra if you want to cancel your flight to be able to get, I don't know, your ticket refunded. I didn't even get that because that was just an opportunity for me to possibly back out of coming. Because once you get that ticket, you're locked in. And I have no regrets. I've learned so much, and I'm still continuing to learn things about the Philippines. But everybody always asks me, Michael, what do you like about the Philippines? What's one of your favorite things? The people. The people is the first thing that I can truly say is what I enjoy most about the Philippines. And then I could give you number 2, 3, and 4, but the people are first. I meet new people every day and night. They love talking and learning things from you, and I like learning stuff from them. So I appreciate you, Archer, trying to get me to 1,000 subs, but it's all right. Same with you, GW. It's all right. I just appreciate you guys being here. Simon says, thanks for the comments, buddy. 5 p.m. tomorrow with James and Karen. All right, so 5 p.m. Philippines time, correct? I'll be there for sure. GW just gives the old whoop, muscles. Che, show him your muscles again. She's got the Filipina guns. She better be careful having them guns out. Simon says, me too, Michael. Best decision I ever made was moving to the Philippines. We are in Isabela, Luzon. Do you know where that is?
It's part of Manila, I think. It's the same island of Manila.
Okay. She knows more than me about the islands. I'm still learning that.
It's like Luzon,
Simon.
Visayas, Mindanao.
Okay. See, what would I do without her? I got her helping me out here. She's my partner in crime, right? She's my little Filipina. Weena Jump says she's from Luzon. Ilocos Norte?
Norte?
Okay.
Yeah, Luzon. you have, they're different island. Luzon.
Oh.
Ilocos, but Isabela, I think it's far from Ilocos. Ilocos, it's different language there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't understand the language there.
Oh, all right. So then that's two different Luzons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've noticed they're like, well, they have that in the United States too, where there'll be the same names of cities in different states. So sometimes you have to be more specific, or people don't know.
It's like this. This the map here in the Philippines. This part, the first in the map is Luzon, and then the center is Visayas, and then the last one is Mindanao.
All right. See, I got to learn from her. Thank goodness I have Che. GW says W everyone, or welcome everyone, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Sula. Now, Sula's a good person. She is James and Karen's channel, another regular, normal, well-known. She also was on Ray's channel, which Ray was, it's kind of like everybody's kind of connected in that little sphere, a little world. So yeah, I would give, once again, James and Karen the credit. But yeah, me and Che now, Sula, she just got home a little over an hour ago from her province, riding a motorbike for, what?
Yeah, we lived there like 3:30, and then we arrived here in Dumaguete like
Going on
four-
at 8,
um
because you were in
seven.
Candaya.
Yeah.
And then she had to get a tricycle here, but she rode a motorbike with her brother to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to share Che with everybody who hasn't maybe met her yet. Been on a live with her yet, but she says, how are you? We're good. I'm
We're
much
good.
better that she's back. I think she missed me just a little bit.
It's not just a little bit.
Well,
It's
how
a-
much?
A lot.
Oh, she missed me a lot. See? God loved my Filipina. Sula says she just be tired after her long day and now for some nice dinner. Actually, yeah, we ate. We went out to dinner. We went out to just a normal, simple melting pot. They're known for their sushi and chicken teriyaki and rice. I had a chicken katsu burger. It's like a chicken breast with cabbage and lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes and like a barbecue sauce, mayo combination sandwich with French fries. And I got a chocolate milkshake. And I don't normally consume stuff like chocolate milkshakes, but I was just in this mood for ice cream. I think it's the first time I've had ice cream,
Yeah, it's
other than the ice cream I tried that you gave me a little spoon of it down here when you were with Gary and Leah that time. I don't normally eat that stuff.
nice dinner. Yeah, it's nice dinner.
What did you get for dinner?
Like
Chicken
it's like-
teriyaki, right?
n-
Or
it's-
no, it's like mine, but what's
no,
it called?
It's chicken tonkatsu with it's like chicken breaded chicken,
It's like this chicken
Yeah.
on my sandwich, except it's not on a nice roll.
breaded chicken,
Rice.
rice and coleslaw.
Of course, rice is life. So yeah, she feels better that she ate, but she'll even feel much better. She needs to get a shower. When you go to back to your province, it's kind of like you go camping. When I go to her province, we go there for the day and then we go back to a hotel. She stays at her parents' house, which is basically like you're camping out in the wilderness, which is fun, but like, you know, all the cooking's on an open fire. She was in the fire, she was working in the rice fields, so sweat, smoke. Yeah, she'll feel much better when she gets a nice hot shower, right? So I thank you, Che, for joining me in this live stream. Like I said, I just wanted to take care of my subscribers. They're happy that you're here.
Never give up.
Yeah, GW says, never give up. GD, let's go. Let's have fun, share happiness. I agree. Philippines equals happiness. That's one thing I've learned. Changed my life.
GD, it's
What?
never give up. God.
Yeah, that's why I said GD.
Okay.
She's correcting me, which she was right, but I just didn't want to say GD. Simon says, hey again, Sula. Sula says, hey, Simon, Are we following one another around the internet? Haha. Yeah, well, when you go from Karen and James to Ray to me, yeah, it's kind of like a friendly little circle. Yeah, it's like the same circle of friends, which is really awesome. I kind of like that. So, yeah, you're right, Simon, we are. Sula says, Michael, I went to Indonesia with my partner at the time, and a local man asked him, why would you bring an apple to an orchard? Well, he loved me and he was not looking for a wife, but it was funny. That's like a good way to describe like when you love somebody, you know, like why would you bring, basically she was the apple of his eye, and he's like, why would you bring like an apple to many
Yeah, I understand
people? So yeah, that's cute. We like that. Weena Jump says,
Yeah, Ilocano. Yes, my father knows how to speak Ilocano because he's working at Ilocos Norte before. My father.
so what languages can you share with them? All the languages you can speak and what languages you can understand, but you cannot speak it back. I know Ilong.
Right.
Obviously, you speak and understand English. She understands English better than she can speak it, but she's getting better. Obviously, Visaya.
What is the thank you in Ilocano language or something?
But what languages can you speak? English, Visaya, what else? I'm asking you.
English.
She's tired. She don't know what I'm asking her.
English, Tagalog, and Bisaya. My main language is Bisaya.
Yep. So when we were in Bacolod, they speak.
Ilonggo. I know how to speak Ilonggo a little bit.
But what's good is she could speak Bisaya in Bacolod because they understood it, and then they would speak back to her in Ilonggo, and she understood that. So they were having a conversation with opposite languages, but it was just funny. And obviously I didn't know what either one of them were saying. So I'm just sitting there like, you know, a third wheel, but that's all right. I guess if they didn't speak English here in the Philippines, then any foreigner, maybe not as many foreigners would come here, or we would be forced to learn something, you know, their language, because then you couldn't communicate. And I know a lot of people go to Thailand, but that would be tough for me to go there because they don't speak much English. Right, Che?
Mm-hmm.
So I would be super lonely. Even at times here with Che, as an American foreigner speaks English, I need to have conversation with other people that are fluent in English. So you can get lonely here, especially if you're a talker like myself. I'm sure other foreigners here, Simon and everybody else, you can relate. I like to talk. I like to get to know people. I like to have like good conversation with people. And that's probably one thing other than the quality of food that I miss about America. I miss conversation. I don't know if Che or any other Filipino will ever get to the point where they're that fluid where we can just talk about anything and everything. That's a little difficult. Or like a letdown, like you wish you could, but that's all right. That's why us foreigners, I always refer to Filipina P's, the only person that I know in the Philippines that is fluent in English, that you can have a full-fledged conversation about anything. But that's a question I gotta ask her some days. Like, how did you get so good in English when you were born here? I guess she was born in Dumaguete, I assume. That's where she lives. But anyway, Simon says, yep, Cherry, my wife, speaks
Ilocano.
Yep. GW says, fist pump, thank you very much. Our chair says, you're now at 1,000 subs. The great 1K is sending, I'm sure. Now, our chairs, how did that happen? Did you have anything to do with that? Do you have multiple accounts? Which I'm not complaining, because at least I know when my true subscriber friends subscribe, they're not unsubscribing. But I appreciate it. I'm not celebrating yet, though. Although I appreciate the congrats, I'm not celebrating because there could still be some other troll subscriptions on my account that I could wake up, and be under 1,000 again. But I appreciate the thank yous. Maybe once I get, 1,100 there, Sleepyhead. Are you gonna make it? You sure?
I think you're gonna miss.
Huh? You think what? Talk. What are you looking at? What do you think they were gonna close? Yeah, tomorrow, next time we do a live show, I'm gonna make sure Che has plenty of sleep and she's gonna be ready to talk. Because what happens when Filipinas get tired and hungry? Two things, the same
4
thing.
hours travel.
That's not my problem. But there's two things that happen to Filipinas when they're sleepy and hungry. They get very, can you say it?
You see it?
It begins with a G.
Yeah.
Grumpy. Very grumpy. But anyway, thanks, Simon. Our chairs says I bumped you 8 likes as well. Again, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it, and I won't forget that. And who knows, you guys might be saying congrats again on another 1,000. David's here. David's coming to the Philippines this month. He's either out of the hospital today or gets out tomorrow. He had a little bit of a incident that put him in the hospital, that he was injured by a knife. Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much, but prayers out to you, David. I've thought of you every day. I know I only know you as a friend on YouTube, but that story still freaks me out, and he basically had to go to the hospital, and he's been there, I'm not sure how many days now, but he's going to be released, and he's still sticking with his plan to come here to the Philippines, Sleepyhead, this month. I'm going to try and get through some of these other comments, and if you fall asleep on my shoulder, that's all right. I'll carry you downstairs. That's one advantage of a Filipino. They're so tiny. You just throw them over your shoulder like a sack of rice and carry them downstairs. So David, glad you're here. Thank you. I think the man meant there's lots of women here. Why did you bring one with you? Yeah, I mean, that's true. My advice is this. Any man that's coming to the Philippines who's interested in the Philippines for everything but a woman, that should be your primary focus. Don't come here to try and my advice, my opinion is, don't let your main reason to come to the Philippines be a woman, Filipina, unless you already met them online previously and you're like in an LDR and then you're gonna meet her. But meeting somebody face to face versus getting to know them as an LDR on video chat and whatnot is completely different than meeting them face to face and being around them a lot longer. So although when you get here, you feel like you know them, you don't know them as much as you think you do. I have experience in that, and when you're talking to them video chat, it's when the situation is perfect for the both of you and there's no drama. But when you're here, you're going to be around them, their family, and you're going to see everything firsthand, whereas you don't see as much in a video chat, if that makes sense. But that's just from my experience. But as always, people should do what they feel is best. But I think your priority for coming here should be your interest about the Philippines, learning about the culture and stuff like that. David says, what is your lady's name so I can say hi? I'm going to let Sleepyhead tell you what her name is.
My name, just call me Che.
Che, C-H-E. Her full name is Cheryl, spelt like Cheryl, but it's Cheryl. I have been calling her Che from the very beginning. Her eyes are like bloodshot. It's so funny. I've never seen her this tired. But she's hanging in there. So you could say hi, Che, David. Sula says, Michael, did I tell you I'm in an LDR with an American man from Missouri? You told me you're in an LDR, but I don't know if you ever specifically told me where he was from. He's coming here for at Christmas time. I'm so excited. Great, good for you. I'm excited for you as well. And what a time, Christmas. That's awesome. I'm excited for Christmas already. And as you know, in the Philippines, they celebrate Christmas a lot longer. Here's what we're gonna do, Che. We're not gonna go past 60 minutes. We'll do an hour and that'll be it. You can hang in there for 15 minutes, right? Is that a yes? Or are you just gonna sleep on my shoulder? Maybe she'll sleep on my shoulder. I at least gotta do an hour. GW says 1K 1,000 subscriptions, let's go. Yeah, again, I appreciate it, GW, but I'm not letting my excitement get as excited as I did before. That was, but that was my fault. I kind of got a little too excited. David says, hello, CEO, which is Simon. CEO says, hey, Mr. David, hope you're really well, buddy. Neil says, my wife Jane is very fluent in English. She doesn't think so. She once in a while gets confused on she versus he, she versus he, and a few pronouns, but she can speak to me about anything. Niels, how long have you and your wife been together? I guess basically I'm trying to get at how many years experience does she have at learning English from you? She told me that she refined her English by watching sci-fi movies. You know what, Niels? Everybody's told me when I asked them, how can I get Che to learn English better? They said they all learn by watching American movies. So I'm assuming there's a lot of truth to that because I'm hearing that as a reason why from a lot of people. David says, CEO, I'm getting better every day. That's good to hear, David. I'm just glad you're going to be good enough to come here because I know that's like a big deal for you to come here, and I'm excited for you to come. GW says, okay, I got it, bro, but still congratulations. Hey, I'm totally thankful. I just think I was so excited earlier. I kind of, I don't know, excited myself too much where the second time around it's like, yay, but not so much. But you know when we can celebrate GW? It might be a while from now, but maybe when I'm at like 1050, 1100, then I'll do a live stream with Che, my sleepyhead. Then we can have like a 11,000 subscription live stream celebration in honor of Che. And then CEO Simon says, hey, Niels, regards, Simon. Neil says, hey, Simon. See, I like how everybody says hi to each other, too. I always think that's cool. Archer says, yes, how did that happen? It's all legit. Hey, you modded me. That's cool. Have you thought of teaching English? You can teach online for Cambly for about $20 USD. All you need is good internet. So I could teach English, although I'm not fluent or I know the Philippine language. That wouldn't matter. That would be kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind it. I definitely talk a lot, so maybe I'd be good at it. What do you think, Che? Do you think I would be good at teaching people English? Do you think when I talk, they'd fall asleep? You're doing all right, Che. You only got 12 more minutes. It's going by quick. Like I said, you can always sleep on my arm. That's all right. But if anybody's here that hasn't said hello, let us know where you're from. Give us a thumbs up or subscribe if you're truly interested in subscribing. If not, that's okay too. But my name's Michael. This sleepy Filipino over here, her name is Che. She's just very tired. Been doing a lot of traveling.
Sorry.
And let me see. But yeah, she's being a real trooper. But I appreciate the advice on the English there, our chairs. Thank you. I'll look into that. David says, Che, hi, and hope you have a good night's sleep soon.
Yeah, I'm sleepy.
Well, she's even dreading the fact that she needs energy to get a nice hot shower. But actually, I'm never too tired to get a shower because I don't like to be stinky or dirty. No, maybe when I was a little boy, my parents had to yell at me to get a shower, and I was just a total stink bomb, smelly, dirty little boy. But as I got older, I'm Mr. Clean. Right, Che? There's the eyebrow talking to you. That means yes in Filipina. Neil says, when I see people saying they want a Filipino wife, I always tell them to pack their bags and get to a province in the Philippines and stay there for at least 6 weeks and they'll find one. You know what, Niels, you're right. I don't even know if it would take them 6 weeks. They'd probably find what do you think, Che? Do you think a foreigner could go to a province and find a Filipina girlfriend quicker than 6 weeks? Or would it take at least 6 weeks?
I think.
Huh?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you're from the province. I just wanted your input. I'm trying to keep you awake at least for 9 more minutes.
Maybe province. Maybe.
Well, you see, like when I'm in the province with her, I'm getting, you know how it is, Niels. You get looks everywhere. You get looks no matter where you're at. I think
maybe 1 week. I don't know. Province is very more strict parents there, so it's just like more than 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about the whole strict thing, but that's what's fun about being in the Philippines. Obviously, we're very different. Not all, but a lot of Filipina, when they see a foreigner, you get attention. I think all foreigners get attention. And then if you're really super guapo and you're attractive and you take care of yourself and whatnot, and you're a good look guy, then you're on a whole other level. But I don't think any foreigner would ever have a problem meeting a Filipino. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm with you, Niels. Niels says they've been together for 8 years. So obviously you've seen quite the transition as far as your wife's ability to communicate in English over those 8 years. I don't know what her English was like when you first met her, but I would assume it's a lot better than what it was. Or maybe it was really good when you met her. Thriving, that's Michael. Thriving Philippine Expat says, hi, David. Hello, Michael. Thank you for being here. As always, you're a descendant of the James and Karen adventures. And this is Che here. She's just very tired. She said she'd hang with me until 60 minutes. She's been in her province. I've been here. She's a tired little Filipina that needs a shower, who's been camping all weekend in the province. Smells like smoke, everything else. She can make me smell like smoke. But she knows I love her. It's all right. Sula says, poor Che is really tired. She needs a rest. Thanks for hanging in there with us, Che and Michael. And I will say goodnight to both of you in the community. Thank you so much, Sula. I hope to see you again. As always, you're always welcome. And we'll see where the Something Simple channel community goes in live streams. I want to do them more and more, especially at places like going places and stuff like that, not just hanging out at the rooftop pool at a hotel. We're not going to be staying here forever. We're kind of waiting on an apartment, but because we moved from Bacolod back here to Dumaguete, but that's a whole other story in itself. I'll make a video on that, my apartment and how much it is when I get to that point. But thank you, Sula. American man and Philippine retirement. Cheers from the Philippines. Life is great here. Amen to that, American man and Filipina. And I will remember to subscribe to your channel. But if you're not subscribed to mine, subscribe to it and I will subscribe back. I totally love when another foreigner with a Filipina comes and joins us, because they're living the life and living the dream here in the Philippines too, just like us. So again, if you're into subscribing to my channel, great. If you like what you're hanging out with us right now, give us a thumbs up. For me and Sleepy Che. Che's hanging in there. She's pulling her weight. But thanks for being here, American man and Philippine. Philippine. Thriving Philippine expat was Michael. Make more money teaching English to Chinese than YouTube pays for 100,000 subscribers. Wow, that's interesting intel. I did not know that, but thank you for that. And that's the other thing. I like learning things from people. That's why I love the community here in the Philippines. There's so much to learn. James and Karen's channel is exactly like that. There's always something to learn or something that interests you. Simon says, good evening to Michael. I assume he calls him Mike, but there's a lot of Michaels, so it can get a little confusing as to who is Michael. I think I've met a lot of Michaels here in the Philippines that are vloggers. Must be a Michael thing. I don't know. Yao Mama said, oh boy. Thank you for being here, Yao Mama. He said, hey, Che, could you please ask Mike what's the English translation for, I don't know what that says. Is it bad?
No. I for. It's in my mind, but I can't. I know though.
Are you being challenged too hard because you're sleepy?
You challenged me, you mama.
But your mama, or Yao Mama, or whatever, thank you for being here. Appreciate it anyway. Well, meanwhile, she's going to try and translate this for you because she has like 4 minutes to figure this out.
I don't know.
So maybe Yao Mama knew that this was a challenging thing for you to be able to.
Yeah, I think she knew.
Well, he or she, you don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if Yao Mama's he or a she. She's working on it. The art chair says it's worldwide. You do a video interview and give them your education like a resume. They're interested in born to the language English speakers. It's about 20 USD an hour. That's not bad. And $20 an hour living here in the Philippines is actually a lot of money. I mean, worth a lot. Obviously, you know that. David Jessup says, how's your trip going? That's Thriving Philippine Expat. Still here in, how do you pronounce that, Che?
Marinduque.
Do you know where that is?
It's, I think it's Luzon, part of Luzon.
Don't warp your brain too hard. I know I'm still waiting for you to translate what Yao Mama said.
I can't. It's on my mind, but I can't.
Listen to her. This is the grumpy slumpy coming out. You only got a couple minutes. So Michael says still here in Marinduque, going home Wednesday, home Thursday afternoon. Big storm coming. Yeah, we're all getting ready for I guess everybody's gonna be having typhoon live streams. Neil says, I think the 6 weeks is to give them enough time to get used to each other also. Yeah, I agree. That's definitely true. I found out about it from Every Man Has a Story, Sadly Departed. Yeah, I think I know who you mean. Many Philippine YouTubers teach through the eyes of an expat. It's a cool thing. Set your hours. It's perfect for people living abroad. Our chairs, we'll talk about that again. Remind me about that because I would be interested in learning more about that. Thrive, and Michael says, hi, Che.
Hello. Good evening.
He lives in the Philippines too. He has cool videos. They go out on a boat and they're fishing and stuff. I want to do that sometime. So are you all right getting out on a boat? Che knows how to swim, which is an A+, because that was a question I was asked by somebody recently. They said, why is it that, it wasn't a question, it was more of a comment. Why is it that a lot of Filipina don't know how to swim? I said, I don't know why, but she does. Do you know why a lot of Filipina don't know how? They just are afraid of water, not interested in learning,
I don't know.
She's too sleepy to answer. I'm gonna let her not answer anything, but Michael said hi. Michael said hello to Simon and our chairs. And Michael said hi to Neil, Sula. See, everybody says hi to everybody. GW just says, I just completed editing. It took me a lot of time. I'll be looking for that, GW. Thriving Philippine Expat, Michael says, I think he says,
Hello, you.
your mama.
Your mama.
Hello, American man. Your mama says, yo, Philippine expat, enjoy your time here. Of course, and hey, yo, mama, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel. Reach out, watch my videos, comment, share anything. I mean, I'm assuming you're from the Philippines, obviously. Where in the Philippines, if you don't mind saying where you're from. GW says, you mean by Michael Jackson? There's a song by Michael Jackson. Music. I like Michael Jackson music. He was one of a kind. Hello. Oh, that's Ben. Damn, Ben, you're still in Cebu. I'm sorry, I'm going to be ending this live soon because Che's got to go to bed. She's got to get a shower. She's exhausted. I've missed you, Ben. I know you've been in Cebu. I know you either came before or after the earthquake. I've been wondering about you. I'm so glad you showed up, Ben. And while I'm thinking of it, Ben, I got to add you. There's a lot of people I'm going to add as like standard moderators that are my friends. But wait. Ben, Michael, do you have a plastic bag on you? Michael, do you have any plastic? You know where that's from. Blech! Oh my gosh, my friend, my love, Filipina, gets car sick all the time. And then we're driving home from Bacolod. In the car, we got a Grab. We drove the whole way from Bacolod in a Grab versus a bus. Figured comfortable ride, no issues. Buses are terrible. At least in my experience, I can't stand it, especially if you're on a bus for 6.5 hours. You can't drink your coffee. You can't drink water because if you have to pee, they're not going to stop.
Okay.
And then it's terrible. But anyway, yeah, he saw that video. Yeah, she vomited twice. We didn't have a plastic, but we had like a nice little bag that she had her shoes in, and I dumped her shoes out. I said, here, vomit. Go ahead, vomit. She's hiding because she knows. Blech! Puking. Yes. Let me see. I'm going to catch up because then I'm going to let David says, Michael, do you have... David says, Michael, I'll send you an email in 2 days when I get home. I'm assuming that's Michael Thriving Expat. Okay, David, sounds good. Remember to fill out the form if you have time. Send it back so you can take it to the bank. Archer says, good night, Michael and Che. Stay safe from the typhoon. Appreciate it. We'll plan on doing another live soon. If anybody can hang out with us, that's great. I know it can get tough with, we kind of have similar channels that we like to watch. So I try not to do mine at the same time as everybody else, but it kind of gets tough. So kind of like pick your poison. All right, here's your mama. Hey, your mama. I'm from Iligan, you know.
Iligan, Mindanao.
I've been once in Dumaguete, visited a friend, great place, just commenting to random streamers to practice my English. Hey, you're always welcome here to practice your English. You're always welcome to reach out, comment on the videos. If you subscribe, that'd be great. And be a part of this community because that can help your English. And I'll learn to speak slower. And then I'm gonna get up because Filipina is getting very, I don't want to have to deal with her mood. Let me see here before we go. Damn, bro, it's now 1,001. Well, hopefully the 1,001 subscribers hold to their word. I'm gonna try and walk. Make sure this, Che, you walk in front. That way, if she falls, she can fall right in the pool. Don't fall in the pool, Che. See, look, I don't want her to fall in the pool. But yeah, this is great in Dumaguete. This DCCO hotel rooftop pool, ocean, Siquijor's behind there. Ben says, sorry, Che, I had to, but thanks, GW. I'm reading about damn, bro, now it's 1,001. Hey, thanks to you guys. But again, I'll expect the unexpected and be at like 990 something tomorrow. Let me see. Haha, sorry, Che, I had to. Oops, now I gotta climb under this. I should have went the other way. Oh, I'm too tall. But yeah, they have like a restaurant up here too. It's called Eat, Sip, and how are you? Eat, Sip, and Chill. But it's like really nice through here. I'm gonna take the steps because I don't want to lose the signal while we're going downstairs. Let me see. David says yes, we'll fill it out. Thriving Expat says, okay, sounds good. Ben says, I'm still in Cebu City. I got here before the earthquake, so you got the experience. Some Thriving Philippine Expat says, yo, mama, do you have a channel? Yeah, that'd be interesting. Archer says the translation is, how many siblings do you have? Ask Che. She can confirm, I think. Ah, so what he said was he was asking me or her how many brothers and sisters. I have one brother and two sisters. Che has a lot of people in her family. I can't, she has 4 more siblings or 4 altogether. Yeah, she's just giving me sign language. Here, sleepyhead, use the key. I'm letting you guys enjoy her sleepiness. This is funny, but yeah, this is the hotel. And then down there is where you eat. But yeah, if you ever come to Dumaguete, go to DCCO Hotel. It's nice. I mean, you know, this is it. Not like I'm giving you guys an apartment video, but yeah. So I can kind of sit here and still chat. I'm gonna let her go get a shower, Stinky. That's what I call her because she smells like smoke. Look, she's dragging. You sure you can walk into that shower? You gonna make it? Oh boy. I'm gonna read comments because I'm having fun, but let me see. But that's what she thinks. Our chairs was saying that's what Yo Mama was asking, how many brothers and sisters I had.
I'm not sure.
Does that sound right? She doesn't know. She can't even think. This is probably the tiredest I've ever seen her. But she was working in a rice field today, so I have to cut her some slack. But thank you, Archers, for that translation. Simon says, good night, both and all. Thank you, Simon. Always appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys being here. You know, this is just a random live stream, and I know everybody's always wondering what Che is. Che, you're not tired enough to be on your cell phone. I thought you were getting a shower.
Wait, I'm just doing something.
She needs to catch up on her phone. See the power of these cell phones?
No,
I know I'm teasing you. I always say to people, always be the person that you control your cell phone. Don't be controlled by your cell phone. Don't let the cell phone control you. Like, I know if I all of a sudden had to be without a cell phone, I think I'd be fine. It would be a little weird not being able to communicate with people, but I could survive. Whereas I think maybe some of the younger generation, they lose their cell phone, their SOL, shit out of luck.
I'm doing research.
Ben says, so you guys moved back to Dumaguete. Yes, we did, Ben. Long story short, reason being is a couple. We only stayed in Bacolod for 4 months, obviously, broke our 6-month lease. I didn't like it in Bacolod. That's one reason. Another reason is Che missed her family and she wanted to be closer to her grandmother had some medical issues, health issues, and so did her mom then after that. And we were getting ready to possibly move into another apartment. And then when push came to shove, and I was just like, do I really want to lock into another apartment for like another 6 months, knowing that I'm not completely happy here after 4 months, and also then learning that Che missed her family. So it that made my decision. Like when she told me that she was having issues with, her mom was having health issues after the fact that her grandmother, I was just like, we're just going back. I want to go somewhere. Bacolod's just different. I mean, yes, it's a big city and it has everything you want, but it's very city-like. You never feel like you get away from the city unless you travel. You have to go a while to get out of the city, and you don't see an ocean there. Yes, you can see it, but it's not like it is in Dumaguete. It's just so different. Obviously, it's a different Philippine language here in Dumaguete. People are great everywhere I've been in Philippines, but there's something about, now I can only compare Dumaguete and Bacolod. I know there's people, many people that were in Dumageddon and they got tired of it and sick of it and don't like it, call it Dramageddon and all this stuff. And uh, I've only been in two, so I can only compare the two. But between Bacolod and Dumageddon, what do I like better? Where I'm at, Dumageddon. I think the people are more welcoming, they're more friendly or like eager to get to know you. And I like, as much as I like meeting foreigners here, I like meeting locals also, because there's a lot you can learn from the locals. Like, I'm here to embrace the Philippine community and culture. So that's what I like. And where I walk, what?
My face only?
What do you need?
No.
What?
Do I need to wash my hair?
Do you? I would recommend doing everything.
But it's late.
Che,
Yeah, it's late that I can't dry my hair.
who cares? You can lay on a towel. She's like crazy when it comes to getting a shower. She reminds me of a little kid. Anyway, so yeah, back in Dumageddon. Weena Jump says bye. Thank you for being here. Michael says good night, Simon. David says, Mike, you have a good night. Michael says good night, David. Thriving says good night, all. GW says, I told my loyal friends to subscribe to you. Hey, GW, I appreciate it. And again, they might subscribe, might not even like my channel, and that's all right. I appreciate everything you're doing. Like, you're going above and beyond for somebody that I just recently met. I appreciate it. And, I sub to you. Like, all I can do is you scratch my back, I got yours. So thank you. David says, Michael, thrive and you have a good night. I'm just getting up. Thriving says, okay, chat soon. Ben says, nice looking hotel. Yeah, this is one of the nicer hotels in Dumageddon. And I've been here before, so I'm familiar with it. And like I said, you want to go swimming, you can go swimming. Buffet breakfast every morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can eat as much as you want. Some other hotels I've stayed at did or didn't have a pool. And if they have breakfast, they take your order and it's like, hey, what do you want? Eggs? Yeah, scrambled. You only get so many eggs. You get so much of this and so much of that. I guess you could pay extra if you wanted more, but you're like free breakfast. But it's not a buffet. Like, if you're here, you could sit down there from 6 in the morning till 10 and eat for 4 hours if you actually felt like it. So that's like kind of like where you get your money's worth. You kind of take advantage of definitely the buffet breakfast here. Yo Mama says, at Thrive and haven't really posted any videos, just created an account to save videos in a playlist. Appreciate you asking though. Yeah, Yo Mama, that's kind of how we are. Like, we kind of like to build a friendly community. We don't look at each other as subscribers. We just kind of grow as YouTube long distance friends. And some people are already here in the Philippines and we all kind of hope to meet each other face to face. Or if people are in another country, maybe interested in the Philippines, and then we try to be there for them to motivate them and inspire them and share stories about ourselves as to why we came here. Ben says, working in the rice field today, wow, tough work. Yeah, and she was only there just to visit, but she likes doing it because she's helping her family, her sister. Yeah, she used to do that when she was 7 years old. 8 hours a day minimum, sometimes more, 8 to 10 hours working on a rice field. And it's like she goes back and she has fun doing it. She doesn't do it all the time, but she has fun. Mike, it's a difficult question to translate. LOL, sorry, Che. I just thought maybe, Yo Mama, I just thought maybe you knew that it was going to be a challenging thing, so you were challenging her. But you got her on a good time to challenge her, because not only she's really being challenged, because when she gets exhausted, like tired, she can't, like, she's just turning it all off. And she knows she has to get a shower, and she doesn't even want to do that. She's too tired. I'm like, you're not getting in bed till you get a shower. That's just the way it is. Now, if she were in her province, I'm sure she would just go right to bed and there's no shower happening. But That's a little different. David says, Mike, hope you have membership soon. I will get one. I like my name in green because I'm odd like that. All right, David. I guess that's something I can turn on. I think I did read something where you can have people get a membership, but I'll do that. I'll set that up. I'll have to read up on it. I'm not really sure how to turn that on or make that available. I did see it, and then it's almost like I see where people make certain videos for members only or something like that, which I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know much about it, but I know what you mean because I know I've seen Ray do it. I'm sure James and Karen do it, so I've seen other people do it. Um, Ben said, I like Dumaguete. I need to explore Valencia a lot more. Yeah, Valencia is really nice, Ben. I mean, you're more up in the mountains here in the Philippines. It's cooler. Wait, did I pass something of yours, Ben? No, I think I'm on track. But yeah, like when I was here in July of 2024, when I first came to the Philippines first time, there were foreigners here and expats in Dumaguete, but I didn't see many. And then by the time I went home in March of 2025, I saw the increase in foreigners. And I know some people said it, and I have said it too. Sometimes you kind of like being in the Philippines because it's nice to be a minority here. Whereas in the US, you're just one of everybody, and here it's just a different feeling. I never experienced anything like that, as well as any foreigner here. When you're obviously looked at and people are happy that you're here visiting their country. And I mean, a lot of Philippine people that I meet, they use the words in English. They're like, wow, I can't believe you'd ever come to my country. And I'm like, well, why? Why not? And they're like, well, it's a third world country, sir. And where you come from, United States, you don't see stuff like this. And I said, well, you're right, but you probably see some things that I wish we didn't see in the United States, as far as impoverished, broken down cities and stuff. But yeah, I've never experienced that. So it's like a different feeling when you meet Philippine people here, and they're like they have they have something to be proud of. Like they're very proud that you're here visiting your country, and especially in Dumaguete. Like I meet and talk to so many different local Philippine people that I meet for the first time, and I'll talk to them for a couple hours, and they love that. Be like, that it's like that makes them feel special that I'm taking my time to talk to them. But little do they realize I feel special too, that they're taking their time to talk to me and want accept me. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Like I said, coming here to the Philippines was the biggest eye opener, the best decision I ever made. I've learned so much. I continue to learn so much. I'm humbled. I'm certainly less materialistic than I ever was, living here in the Philippines. I've learned to live with less, and I've learned the motto, the philosophy that having less is actually having more. Because you can't buy happiness. You think you can buy a new car or new this, new that, and you know what? All that is temporary happiness. That's it. But you can't buy real happiness. The family vibe here reminds me a little bit of what it was like when I was growing up as a child and what family meant, and everybody getting together at Christmas. And then as technology evolved and stuff, it's like you go on to like my sisters for Christmas and everybody's sitting there on their cell phone. Like nobody's talking to each other, they're not interacting as much. I mean, you do have the little gift exchange, but when everybody got so much older, nobody the gift exchange thing went away unless somebody got married and had children and stuff like that. But so it's almost like the family values that I remember growing up when I was younger are still here. You're still, I mean, obviously, there's areas in the Philippines that are becoming westernized. And that's why some people say you're better to, go with a, if you want to meet a Filipino, maybe it's better to meet a Filipino from the province. And I agree with that. I mean, I thought there's probably pluses and minuses from a province girl to a city girl either way. I mean, it's all on what matters to you most, what you're comfortable with, and everybody's going to be different, and that's all right. I definitely think anybody who comes to the Philippines should definitely go to a province, not just to meet somebody, but I think they should just visit the province just to experience that side of the Philippines and see how people live and what they do to survive. And I, like I said, it was an eye opener for me. I think it made me a better person. Definitely, like I said, humbled me in ways that I never thought were possible. And I don't really want to own anything. I don't want to, like, right, I'm to the point where I don't want to own, like, obviously I need a cell phone. Like I mentioned this the other day, I have mics for when I do videos and stuff like that, some technology stuff to give better content when I make a video. But a lot of all the clothes I have, like I brought like my shorts that I had good ones from back home. This t-shirt I bought here in a store here. It was like 200 pesos. And if you know what, and if you don't know, but 200 pesos, let's just say 300 pesos, use that as the benchmark. It's like $5 or more, fluctuates. A t-shirt like this in the US, probably at least 20 bucks, $20. I mean, here I paid barely, I think it was like 190 pesos, 200. So yeah, what do I go through the most? Most expensive thing on me is this, my sneakers. Now I do spend a lot, Brooks are all I buy, but I do spend a lot of money on shoes because I walk everywhere. I'm an exercise walking fanatic. I walk, 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 walk. I love to walk, and I go at a pretty good pace, and I put a lot of miles in daily here in the Philippines. I enjoy it. There's nothing better than going for a walk with everything you get to see, whether it be the ocean, the palm trees, the coconut trees, the people, what people do to survive here. Like, there's just so much to see, and it never gets boring or old, obviously, because it's all new to me. But it's just different because you see these little people, these family-owned stores, or these street vendors, or public markets, or any of these things, what they're doing to survive. It's like, it's a whole other level of respect. And you just see people, yes, they're struggling, and some are hungry and doing whatever they can to survive, but they're not miserable. Where in the United States, that's all I know. You can see a lot of people with a lot of money and they're miserable. Here, there's no stress. A lot of people are just happy with nothing. But sorry for that rambling on. I want to catch up to you guys. GW with the fist bumps. Ben says, what's the rate per night there? The rate for night USD is like 30 something dollars per night, which a place like this in the US would probably be 3 times, 4 times. But what I've learned is to change my American USD mindset and adopt a Filipino mindset when it comes to money. When I first came here, when I learned this place is only 30 something dollars a night, I'm like, wow, that's nothing. Back in the US, you pay how much for this? So it's like, you're like, man, I'm saving money because if I'd stay in a place like this in the US, it'd be how much? But then what I learned here through Che and everybody is, we'd go out to eat, and Che might say, "Hey, Michael, that's expensive." Now, to me, with the American mindset, with the USD mindset, I'm like, well, something like this would cost this. But she's like, Michael, you need to think as a Philippine person and then be even smarter with your money and think, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's almost like you got to let go of the American dollar mindset and think in terms of Philippine pesos. And then you're even smarter and wiser with your money and spending it in a smarter way and trying to save money and thinking like a Philippine person, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's not bad. I wish we still weren't in this hotel. Again, like I mentioned, we're getting an apartment. The place is a new building that they're building. Supposed to be ready November 15th. It's basically they're waiting on their license paperwork to be able to rent it out. I've already spoken to the owner's daughter, not the wife. They're like, I've met them. It's like they were excited to have me live there. It's a studio apartment. And I don't want to say too much about it because I want to make a YouTube video about it and really break it down like how much I already know what I'm going to be paying per month, and it's going to be furnished. I wouldn't want an apartment here that's not furnished. I have no desire to buy stuff like that, furniture, and then when I move, I don't want to have to try and sell it or try and ship it somewhere, deliver. I just don't want to own anything like that anymore. I have no desire. Um, Ben says, me and a couple other guys went to the Colon Street area in Cebu City the other day. It's an older, rougher part of the city. We got a lot more looks and attention from ladies and everyone there. Of course, I remember when I was here and I was so overwhelmed by all the Filipinos looking at me, like I didn't know how to handle it. But I've learned, I've adapted to that, and kind of when you're being looked at, I look at it as it's like a respect thing, like and I smile back to them and I wave and I make them feel good, but that's all it ever is, you know what I mean? A lot of them, you're just making them happy. They're just happy to see you. I think that's a big part of it too. I guess Ben says, I guess not as many foreigners go to that part of town, definitely outside the Western bubble. Yeah, Ben, I don't know if you have any plans to go to a province-like location. I don't know if you've met anybody yet. It's none of my business, but like I don't even know if you were talking to anybody in an LDR. I don't remember we ever really discussed any of that. But GW says, yes, I like to meet you guys and learn more things. Hey, dude, we're always here. We're not going anywhere. I mean, I'm not. People always say, when you going back to the USA, Michael? The only way I'd get back to the US anytime soon would be if there's a medical emergency, health issue with my mother or father, and I hope that's not the case or the reason, but, or, both my mother and father are 85, and obviously I speak with them video chat, but they might miss me or something, so I don't always I'm not going to be spending money left and right to fly back to the US back and forth because that's one hell of a trip as it is. It takes a toll on you. But my mother had said, Michael, if I miss you, I'm just going to pay for your plane ticket and stuff like that. So who knows? And if I would go home just for visiting, probably wouldn't be any more than a month, maybe a month. Because that's a long way. It's just like, 12-hour time difference. And then you got to like calibrate and your system and stuff. And I was okay with adapting to the time change. I kind of was lucky when I came back. Well, even both times I flew back and forth, like it was almost time for bed. So like if I wasn't tired, I just forced myself to go to sleep at night. And if it was daylight and I was exhausted, I just stayed awake and just like kind of forced myself to adapt to the time change. But yeah, your digestion kind of gets messed up a little bit, when you're going to the bathroom and stuff like that. It's interesting, but it wasn't too bad. And I think after like a week and a half, I was back to my normal exercise regimen, first week I just didn't feel very motivated and lacked energy to want to do anything. But GW, hope you come to the Philippines sometime. I got rid of a lot of crap before moving here. Less is definitely more now. Yeah, that's what I did. It was so easy for me to let go of a lot of stuff before I came the first time. And then when I went back to the US, I got rid of more stuff. And now I have simply a little closet in my parents' house of some stuff that's has any value. I mean, I got rid of, man, I couldn't believe all the clothes I had. Obviously, living in Pennsylvania, I had clothes for 4 seasons, but just too much. I mean, and that's just an American society thing. Like uh, we're in this country where it's like work, 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 spend, 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 buying things. At least I know I was guilty of it, caught up in like thinking I need to buy a new shirt, I needed to buy new shoes, I need to buy stuff. And a lot of stuff I was rarely even wearing. Now, the minimal amount of clothes I have, I'm wearing that stuff all the time. Like, and then it's like, hey, if this t-shirt looks like it's shot and it's done, all right, then I either give it away to Che's family in their province because they think it's still good. And then I'll go buy a couple cheaper shirts, a couple hundred pesos at the Tops and Bottoms here in Dumaguete. Like, that's one of my favorite stores to go to. I've even bought shirts in places that are like secondhand clothes. They have a name for that. Store, sorry, or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but like secondhand stuff. I bought shirts because they're cool. Like I like Japanese style or Chinese, any type of like they're written with their language. You know, I can't read it, but I think it's neat. I like that kind of stuff. I found stuff like that in secondhand stores. One of my favorite shirts that I wear right now, I paid 40 pesos for this t-shirt. And even though it was a secondhand shop, it was never worn before. They printed multiple of them. I think it was for like some sort of event that they did, because they get clothes shipped in from all over the world. I mean, there's stuff coming from the United States that probably went through donations and stuff like that. But yeah, I bought a t-shirt, it was 40 pesos. When can I ever say I bought anything for 40 pesos? And it's like my favorite shirt. It's kind of wild. David says, happiness and peace is better than anything you can buy. Yeah. And it's right here. And again, there might be some people that come here to the Philippines and they just don't like it. I have yet to meet one person, but maybe those people that didn't like it, they had already left, and that's why I never met them. So basically, everybody that I know is still here. But then again, there's other people that I have met that only come for a couple months at a time, come back and go back and forth. I mean, I don't know if that's considered more of a vacation-like thing versus actually living here. Because, you know, my first 2 months when I came to the Philippines, it was basically like a vacation. And that's all. I was only supposed to stay here for 2 months. But financially and everything, I was able to stay longer. And then that's when I decided to extend my stay. And then when I decided to extend after my first 2 months, because you can extend 2 months at a time, wish it was 6 months at a time like it apparently used to be. That'd be so much easier. Then I'm like, okay, if I'm going to stay longer, I need to be smarter with my money, because I was only staying in hotels and stuff. I need to find an apartment, like the locals told me, or at least an Airbnb like thing, and really save some money. And then I got an apartment that was like $350 a month. Imagine that, $350 a month. And the place I was at, it would probably, I'm just guessing, I guess it would depend on where in the United States that apartment was. But if I'm guessing from Pennsylvania, I mean, although I lived in Florida for 2 years, a place I got in Florida would be a lot more than what you pay in Pennsylvania. But I bet you that apartment would be at least $1,200 or more in Pennsylvania. That's really where you save the money, is like if you can find a good apartment that's new, and, you know, added bonuses are, you know, some of these apartments, the Wi-Fi is included. Some of them you have to pay separate. But most of the apartments, Wi-Fi is included, then you just got to pay water and electric. my water, any apartment I was at, was never. Now sometimes I was living alone, and then I'm now like living with Che. It was never more than like 400 pesos a month for water. The electric was reasonably. It was like over. I'm guessing 2,500, 2,500 pesos a month. No more than three, maybe give or take. But I only ever ran. The only electric that was being used in the apartment was stove for cooking, I guess refrigerator, running a fan during the day. The only time we ran aircon was when we slept at night in the bedroom. Sometimes we did run it if we were in the apartment in the other room in Bacolod. Um, that's if it was like super, like I just said, hey, let's just spoil ourselves and treat ourselves to some aircon. But you get the only way you can adapt to the heat is if you expose yourself to it. And you also, I mean, yeah, you can run the air condition morning, noon, and night, but it's going to get expensive. Um, so again, you try to be smart, and that's why the heat doesn't bother me here. I mean, I've met many people that they're in air conditioning all the time, and then they kind of complain about the heat, and I'm just like, I kind of don't understand it because I don't really like the cold weather. So that would be like me, don't like the cold, but then I'm living in or Antarctica or something like that, and it'd be like, and all I do is sit in my apartment and run the heat, and then it'd be like, why are you living here if you don't like the cold? So I kind of sometimes have that thought in my head, like, what are you here if you don't like the heat? But I don't know. To each his own. Ben, I like walking here. I just don't like how much I sweat. Yeah, I'm just always replenishing myself with water, Ben. Coconut water is the bomb. I mean, I drink that probably not as much as I should or could. Um, I have a lot of places I can hit up right along the street. They got a fresh coconut, chop that sucker open. Now, usually they dump it in like a little baggie. Sometimes I don't, that's a little inconvenient with the baggie because then you're ripping a hole. I don't like that. So like sometimes I'll have my empty water bottle and then they'll just dump it in the water bottle and then I'll drink it. But yeah, I love coconut water, and it's actually better for you than just regular water. Um, Archer said you are paid 200. No, 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 not this hotel. No, I'm not. I'm paying like $30, 34, $35 USD a night at this hotel. Art chairs. No, I wouldn't pay that much here. No freaking way. That's crazy. But what's nuts is this hotel, if you want to really talk dollars and cents, the this hotel in a week costs more than my apartment in a month. That's crazy. Ben said, that's great that you have a woman that wants to save you money. Of course. I mean, she's never asked me for 1 cent either. I know there's always a misconception of a Filipina's agenda when it comes to foreigners, but I don't have that issue. And quite honestly, I don't think a lot of them are like that. Everybody has expectations, I guess, in life, whether they're here in the Philippines or in the United States. So it's kind of all in what you're looking for in a partner. But yeah, Che never asked me for money. Hey, Josh, nice to see you here, my friend. There's a new subscriber of mine, loyal subscriber. Isn't this interesting? Like, I don't know if you guys see it, but the likes go down. It's so like weird. It's just like, I don't know. People must just get on here that are trolls and like. See, now it's 14. It's like they must like, and then they take them all away. I guess people just like are that bored that they have to. I don't know, between subscribing to your channel and unliking things, but I gotta just stop looking at that stuff. But anyway, thanks for being here, Josh. Hi, David. You been awake all night or did you nap in? Your mama says, Mike, try checking on Che. She might have fallen asleep in the shower. She just she just walked out. She's got a towel wrapped around her head. She's getting ready to floss her teeth and she's gonna brush her teeth now. She's struggling, but you'll sleep so much better with a nice clean shower. I know you're dragging, but I'll give you credit. You pulled through. So Yao Mama, she didn't, well, she was in the shower. I would hope she wouldn't fall asleep and drown. Maybe she was in a bathtub. GW says, I'm going to sleep. Good night, everyone. Love you guys. All right, GW. Thank you for being here. As always, appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do for me and my channel. David says, I got some sleep, but I got up at 3 a.m. I'll be brushing my teeth soon too. But Ben, I was seeing a woman for a few weeks, but she broke it off. She worked in IT Park late hours, commuting 45 to 60 minutes, one teen daughter, too much going on for a commitment, maybe cold feet too. I'm sorry to hear that, Ben. I mean, I guess I give her credit, that if she didn't think it was right or got cold feet and she, broke it off and was, I guess honest with you and just didn't ghost you. I've heard stories of people getting ghosted, but obviously that can happen anywhere, not just here in the Philippines. You'll meet other people, Ben. I mean, that's one thing. Any foreigner doesn't need to stress here in the Philippines. You don't need to stress about meeting people. Our church says, I think the emphasis on non-materialism is one of the primary things that drives people to escape the West and come there. Yeah, I agree, our church. I mean, some people come here and maybe they can't let go of their materialistic mindset either. I mean, everybody's different, and the only way you're going to find out is if you experience it, and then you know. Ben, maybe a blessing in disguise. She never tried to save me money, like nice restaurants for dinner. That's possible, Ben. I try not to think the worst. You never know. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe she never got to experience something like that, so she kind of got caught up in it a little too quick. But like Mama says, that's tough, Ben. Glad you got yourself out from that relationship early, though. Sorry that happened to you, man. Yeah, I'm sorry too. But like I said, you'll bounce back. I mean, it's like Art Chair said, there's plenty of apples in the orchard here in the Philippines, and you'll find someone with a good heart. There's people out there like that. Yeah, Mama, thanks. It's all a learning experience. True that. Your mama says most people working in the park BPO employers are generally used to extravagant living. Hope you find yourself a great woman. And yeah, and that's what can be tough. Meeting. Now, Ben, was this girl that you met in Cebu, which I guess is she like a city girl? I mean, if she's a city girl, chances are she's very westernized. Were you trying to put mine on your toothbrush?
No, I just put toothpaste without this.
Oh, so yeah, it's possible. Like if she's already somewhat westernized, she might already have expectations, and that can be tough. That's why I tell people, meet I mean, there's province girls that come to the city for work that aren't necessarily considered city girls. Mama, let me see. I mean, most people, I hope you find yourself good. Archer says, I mean, you would pay that for the room. Yes, it would be. Yeah, our chairs, it would be much more expensive. I mean, yeah, 3 times, maybe 4 times as much, especially with the buffet breakfast. I mean, it's like insane how much of a spread they have, several tables of stuff. And like I said, you can eat as much as you want for 4 hours. And I don't know if you could like get on there once and leave and then come back and eat again. I don't know if you could do that, but all you can eat, definitely as long as you stay there and you can't take anything with you. Ben says, Yo mama, yow mama. I appreciate it. I think it depends on how they were raised. It can be an individual thing too. And says the communication definitely faded. In the end, I said it straight and got closure. Well, that's good. She definitely already had a taste for finer things, even though she doesn't have a lot of money. Yeah, that's why I was asking you, Ben, like, would you consider this Filipino or westernized girl? Sounds like it. And then Josh says, luckily, it was only a few weeks, Ben. Well, yeah, and see, that's the whole thing, too. Me not knowing anything, I mean, I'd say giving it a few weeks is probably more than enough to know whether or not it's going to go any further. But I'm sure every situation is different. I mean, you could go out with somebody once and know whether or not it was going to go beyond that. Yeah, I could do that, art shows. You should do a quick video of the buffet and amenities before you move into your apartment. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I mean, yeah, people do things about their hotels. Heck, even my one YouTuber friend, they do that when they go to their hotels. I don't know if they necessarily always say the name of it. It's almost like they intentionally don't say the name of the hotel, and then if people ask in the comments, then they do. But yeah, I could give a price breakdown of what it costs per day. Like I said, I think it's 34, 35, something like that. And again, main reason I'm here is I'm familiar with it. I know what you get. Like I said, there's another place I stayed at, the Henia or something like that in Dumaguete. They don't have breakfast at all. They certainly don't have a pool if you're bored. Now, again, we have this typhoon thing coming Tuesday, which tomorrow's Monday for us already. It's Sunday night here. Who knows how crappy that's going to get. It's crazy, all this weather all over the world. It's nuts. Jamaica was like totally just destroyed. But yeah, that's a good idea, Art Charles. Maybe I'll do that. You know, and a lot of people like informational videos. They like videos like I did on my apartment, the previous one. Learning of places to go and stay. And if I just, kind of, in a video like that, probably wouldn't have to be any more than 10 minutes. Probably wouldn't even be more than 10 minutes. It's not like I really need to show my face. But yeah, that's actually, maybe I'll do that. I know people have done that. It's a good idea, Archers. Appreciate the thought, the idea. No, I think you're probably right. Because when I did my apartment video, the one in Bacolod, I was recommended to do that by my other fellow YouTubers that are much more established than me. And I didn't do very well.
Hello.
Look who's here. She's still alive with a towel on her head. They recommended me do the video on the apartment. And then I was thinking, when I saw everybody else's people, they did very well. And they're like, oh, yeah, this video is going to take off. And then it was stuck in the mud. It didn't do anything. But actually, almost a month later, now that video is at like 1,400, 1,500 views. So it actually did find its audience, so to speak, until more than a month later, which was kind of interesting. You know, some people, their videos, if they don't start off well, they're usually not going to go anywhere. But I've seen a trend with some of mine. Now, I've never gone over a month until the video started, generating views, but usually some of my other ones would take between the second or third day, and then some of them would take off. But I also had a lot less subscribers with a lot of my videos that did well too, which is kind of interesting. And I guess that's, I don't know, like, I mean, the first video that I ever, the true YouTube type video that I ever did, and I had a couple before, but they weren't anything like a vlogging video. But my first vlogging video that I did with Che, I only had 50, 60, no more than 100 subscribers. And that's video got at least right away, it got like 4,000, 5,000 views, and it did really well. I don't know, could have been the thumbnail, the picture. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions on how to post content, but, you know, it's up to, like, you know, sometimes you see people make a thumbnail, it's just a photo with no text, does good. Sometimes they put text in the video thumbnail and that does good. Like, it's hit or miss. Hey, you'll never guess who's here. James and Karen stopped in the live stream. You want to say at least hi? Che's here. She's exhausted, but she's woken up a little bit because she took a shower. She has a towel on her head.
Hello.
But see,
something simple. Hello, James and Karen. Good evening.
now I don't know if it's James and Karen, if it's just James or if it's just Karen, but either way, I'd said to her, because she said sometimes she watches the live, and then I said, well, don't be a stranger and be shy not to say anything, but they're returning the favor. But I told them, Karen, James, I told Che that, you know, we got to try and meet sometime, somehow, some way, and we'll figure it out. I know traveling to or from Dumageddon can be a little challenging, but yeah. So let me see here. Ben said, yes, definitely better than a few months or longer. Yeah, you'll be all right, Ben. I wouldn't worry about meeting a Filipina. Like James and Karen said earlier, I think it was James brought up the point, like, you're better off just meeting them boots on the ground. You're here. Meet yourself a province girl, and at least date a province girl if you can, and see how it goes. But then James and Karen, hello, something simple. James and Karen Adventure says, I'm happy I joined your live. I'm happy you joined too. I was talking about you a lot during the live, just, you know, throwing respect towards you guys, and a lot of the people that are true subscribers of mine are true subscribers of yours. So I like that, and, you know, I like the community that you have on your channel. And hey, if your subscribers are, you know, dwelling on my channel, I take that as a positive thing. And I don't know where my subscriptions are because I haven't looked at them. Like we talked earlier, I went from 1,001 to wherever, and then James was trying to boost me up with some of his subscriptions, and then when I checked later, it looked like it dropped down and went back up. I don't even know. I'm not going to worry about that. It's like you guys both said, this, maybe I'll celebrate when I'm at like several hundred, over 1,000, whenever, if ever that ever happens, and that way I don't get disappointed. So, yeah, I think someone again later said, Michael, you're over 1,000 subscribers again. And I was kind of like, yay, you know, not very excited, but I'm glad you're here too. Josh Wilson says, hi, James and Karen. See, Josh is another guy. It's just like, you kind of learn who the good people are, you know? Oh, it's Karen. So James is sleeping. Well, yeah, he was a little sore or whatever too, and I'm gonna return the favor to you if you don't care. But I appreciate you being here, Karen. It's funny, I mentioned to you, don't be shy. You said you've been around it, but like I said, she's just over there. We're still in a hotel, waiting on a particular apartment. Hopefully that's soon. But we did go out to dinner. She finally got here. I think it was almost 8 o'clock, right? When she got here, when Che got back. And then we only had to walk right around the corner to one of our favorite restaurants called the Melting Pot. And ate there and then came back, and I asked her if she would do a live stream for a little bit on the rooftop pool. And she was a real true. She's exhausted. She was dying up there, and then I was like, "You need to get a shower." She was in the province, smelled like she's been camping, cooking in a fire, working in a rice field up there for like 4 hours. Yeah, so she took a shower. Now I think she's woke up a little bit from the shower. So, but no, this is cool. I'm glad. And so James is sleeping, and Karen, I'm just gonna say it's Karen says, "Hello, Che. Nice meeting you. You're so pretty." And then Josh says, "Have to do a live with James and Karen." You know what? That's up to James and Karen, but I would gladly do a collaboration live with you guys if you'd ever want to do it. It would be fun. We'd have lots to talk about. I'm sure that would be one of those which can be fun, the free for all kind of like live streams and stuff like that. But that would be cool. Let me know, Karen. You talk to James whenever, and if that's something you guys want to do, we'd be open to it. I think it would be fun. Plus, like I said, your channel is one of the ones that, you know, whenever people ask me what channels do I watch or follow, you and James is always, you know, one of the not many like channels that I frequently watch and engage with. So yeah, it'd be cool. And Josh says also, where are you looking around Dumagetti, outskirts or central? Actually, where I'm looking in Dumagetti is basically I found a place in the city that's kind of like more of a central location compared to where I lived when I was in Dumagetti before. I kind of went Dumagetti, back to the US, back to Dumagetti for a couple of days, went to Bacolod for 4 months, and now back in Dumagetti. The first apartment I had was more on the up one end of the Dumagetti. It was the Marina Spatial. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's one of the nicer, it's like 3 high-rise apartment buildings, swimming pool, gym, and all that stuff. But that was a nice apartment. But I wanted something, I don't really care if I have the pool or the gym. It's not the most important. And as I've been here in the Philippines, I've learned to be smart with my money. Che has taught me that, and you kind of learn the way things go around here as far as what's considered the best bang for your buck. So I kind of felt like actually the barber shop that I go to, I was telling him, the owner, young Filipino, great people. That's my only barber I go to. I said I was looking for a small studio-like apartment, fairly new, that's furnished. And he's like, we're building a building. There's the building right next to my barber shop. They're building it. It's not going to be a huge place, but it's going to be like a restaurant with 1, 2, 3 floors above it with studio apartments. So he walked me over. I met the owner, and they're close to being done. And it's perfect. And when I'm in the Philippines, I'm not here to hang out in an apartment. I'm here to be out and about, and I wanted some sort of home base place. So when you travel, you always have some place to come back to. If you're not owning a place, which I'm not owning anything right now. So if you don't own a place, you don't want a place that you're spending a lot of money if you plan on being able to have money to go take trips. You just want to have some place to come back to. So this place, like I said, I don't want to reveal too much because if everything works out the way it's supposed to be, I want to make more like kind of like an informational apartment video breaking down more or less the costs and what you get for this. And but it's basically almost perfect. And the only thing, it's supposed to be ready November 15th. Supposedly. I understand things can sometimes be slower here in the Philippines. So although I'm being told the November 15th, there's always a possibility that it might go longer. Hopefully not. And the owner I've met, and he's aware I want to stay there and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully that works out. Let me see. Wait. I have to do a live with Jen and Karen. Where are you looking around, Dumageddon? Okay. Josh Wilson says Karen and Che live. You and Karen could go live too. That'd be kind of good. Um, or all four of us, however you want to do it. Bill Meyer says hi, James and Karen and everyone else in chat. Hi, Bill. Welcome, my friend. James or Karen says sure. Karen and Che live. Josh Wilson says, didn't know if the traffic noise would be an issue or if things quiet down there at night. You know what? It's not bad here. You're definitely not going to hear any roosters. Very rare. And quite honestly, I've said to Chase, since we got back here to Dumageddon, I said, is it just me or are there less street dogs running around than I remember before? Now, I don't know if you noticed anything different, Che, when you were at your mom's in Kendowai. What's the dog situation like over there? Still running around? Huh?
No.
Do you think there's less dogs?
Yeah.
See, even she notices that, like, which is interesting. It just seems quieter. I don't know what happened or what they did, but
they go out if nighttime.
Huh?
The dog, they went out for nighttime.
Oh. Let me see. Karen says hello to every one of our friends. Bill, Josh, Archers, David, Michael White, and Simon. Yeah, they were all here. I don't know if they're still here now. Maybe. Ben says hello to everyone here. This has been really cool. I'm honored to have Karen here on the live stream. I think that's cool. But yeah, hey, and by the way, Karen, see, there's Che right there. But I wanted to mention to you, Karen, remember when you told me about getting the data, the load for unlimited for 30 pesos? I went to my smart, Che, we figured it out, and we got one for basically 30 pesos. So, although I could be using the Wi-Fi here in the hotel, the Wi-Fi here in the hotel isn't very good. It goes in and out. Don't you think, Che? You think the Wi-Fi is that good in this hotel? I'm better off using my data right now, but yeah, I did listen to you, Karen, and it wasn't that difficult to figure that out. But anyway, there's Che, my girlfriend, and says, hello, James and Karen, nice to meet you, thank you so much. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And anybody who's watching that hasn't said hello or too shy to say hello, always just say hi, say where you're from. We don't bite. And yeah, my name is Michael. I'm in the Philippines. My girlfriend Che is ready for bed. Yeah, exactly, Josh. 30 pesos is about 51 cents. And that's what happened to me earlier today. The plan that I have that I got for the month, I thought I had unlimited, but I'm actually not unlimited per day. So basically I cooked and I went through my data because I listen most of the time. I'm on whether it's somebody's live stream. And then if I'm walking, sometimes I put my phone in my pocket. So it's still running, although I'm only listening. Well, I didn't realize it with this data plan, but I was just like burning through my data. And then I went to do a live stream, last minute plan. And then my data went out and the live stream just went kaput. So I basically just deleted it and didn't post it. So yeah, I had a technology malfunction and it didn't work out so well. And then that's when I explained that to Karen and she kind of said, well, you can get unlimited data, like buy some data just for today for 30 pesos. And I didn't know that, but that works just great. But long term, and I'm sure you guys have heard Karen and James mention this on their channels. If you're really going to get serious with the YouTube and the live streaming and going places that you might not be able to get the best signal, you just got to get the Starlink. I mean, that's what you have to do. I mean, I don't want to guess as to the prices that Karen gave, but I guess you pay for the Starlink mini device or whatever that you kind of have to take with you everywhere. And then you pay a certain amount per month. But yeah, that's the answer. And although it's more expensive and everything, but if you really want to take advantage of your channel and you want to bring your friends, your subscribers, but your friends with you when you do these things, whether you're traveling somewhere or you're just, kind of where James and Karen live, you need you need Starlink. So it makes it worth it. It's like the product that you're providing a good product for your subscribers. So it's worth it. Michael, have you ridden a motorcycle in the Philippines yet? No, I have not. I've ridden on the back. I've had friends riding, but I haven't driven myself. I've had the option to try and drive myself, but I still chickened out because I'm afraid to do it in the city. I'm a little intimidated because I still have the American driving traffic laws in my head, and I'm just afraid that I will basically still ride that way, although it's safe. It might not mesh very well with how they drive here in the Philippines. But if I was in more of a province area, or even if I was on Siquijor Island, I would be okay renting one there. I'd be okay with that. I definitely would want a really good helmet. I don't know if they provide helmets when you rent. But here where I live, I don't really need one. I wouldn't, not to own, I wouldn't ride it enough. It would sit more. I walk everywhere. That's what's so convenient about here. You can get to a lot of places by walking. Now, if I want to take a trip to Valencia from here, obviously I have some Philippine friends that I can go with. And I even have another foreigner expat friend of mine he has a motorbike. If I say, hey, you want to go to Valencia and go to a waterfall or go to one of these hot springs, we could do that. I just have them to basically take me. But yeah, I haven't really thought about getting a motorbike just yet. That's a little probably further down the road, but who knows? It could happen sooner than I think. And Che doesn't ride a motorbike yet either, so we both kind of said that if one has to learn, the other one has to learn also. So we're both committed to it, right, Che? She just gives me the eyebrow raise and does a little like that. She got that from me. Josh Wilson said, that's all limited data is there. I pay $46 and only get 2 gigs. That doesn't even allow me to connect to a tower in the States. See, I had T-Mobile when I got here, Josh. And before I left, I called T-Mobile and said, hey, does my plan give me the opportunity to use my data internationally in the Philippines? And actually, heck, the people that answered in the call center at T-Mobile, I was talking to Filipinas in the Philippines. And they're like, yes, sir, you have the Magenta something plan, and all you have to do is turn on data roaming and you're fine. Yeah, if I want to text people or, well, obviously if you're calling Apple phone, iPhone, the iPhone, it's free anyway. But if I want to use YouTube or something and I was out of anywhere, even just to watch YouTube, it didn't work. It lagged, it sucked. So I'm like, why am I paying $50 a month to T-Mobile? And I couldn't even get, yeah, it was terrible. So I got load while I still had T-Mobile when I was here in the Philippines the first time and 2024 into 2025, I bought data just to try it while I still had T-Mobile, and it worked great. I was like, oh my gosh, this is night and day, and I'm spending like 300, 400 pesos for data for the month, although it's not unlimited. I just recently, like I said, learned that today. So I got rid of I didn't want to lose my cell phone number because I've had it forever. So I wanted to find a way to keep it. I had to pay T-Mobile like $3.50 a month just to have my number so nobody can take it. So if I ever needed to reactivate my number, I could. But who knows? I may get rid of that at some point too. Karen says Starlink is the solution. Yep, no doubt. Josh Wilson said, need Elon to start sending out the Starlink cell phones. Yeah, you hear all these rumors that he's going to do this Tesla phone and stuff. And I don't but I don't know if that's really from Tesla. That could be just people putting out nonsense, whether it's true. But you hear about these Starlink phones. Like I've even heard rumors that whenever whether, I don't know if it's this iPhone or whatever, but they're already apparently Starlink. I guess if they were made, I don't know if it was iPhone 15 or on or 4. I've heard rumors that the Starlink capability is already in the phones. That's a rumor. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. Mama says, Mike, have you tried local network provider? Smart Telecom has affordable data per month. See, I'm Smart right now. And then the only other ones I'm aware of here in the Philippines is Globe, and there's another one called Ditto. Now I've asked people that would know that because I don't. I'm like, is there any difference between, is Smart better than Globe? Is Globe better than Smart or Ditto? And they kind of said Smart and Globe are basically the same. Certain areas they go to, the Globe wouldn't work. Certain areas, people with Smart, they wouldn't get a signal. And again, being over here, it's like Karen said, Starlink's the way to go. I think eventually, well, you'd like to think, if Starlink is the future, which I think it is, it'll get to a point where everybody you would think would be using Starlink, which you would think would bring the prices down. I mean, that's usually how it has been throughout the years with any cellular network. But I mean, you can't beat a satellite in the outer space versus towers and stuff. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I might be doing Starlink sooner than later. But no, Mama, other than I'm just Smart, that's the only thing. And then I have like the app and you can see their promotional things. I'm not used to something like Smart, like having to get data, like you can get it daily, you can get it weekly, you can get it monthly. I'm not used to that. Like I'm just used to having T-Mobile and automatic payment out of my, bank account monthly. But I'd be interested in learning more if it can get better or easier. So anything you can provide, let me know. Josh says, if I were trying to learn to ride a motorcycle in the city, I'd end up doing a wheelie through a sorry. That's the type of store, a sorry store. That's where I bought some of my shirts for like 40 pesos. But yeah, see, that would be me. Like, I'm not so much worried about my driving. I'm just worried about my driving meshing and flowing in with the locals. And then I'd just be upsetting them because I'd be too paranoid and Mr. Perfect on a motorbike, and I would just need to relax. It'd probably be just a mess waiting to happen. Your mama says, not sure if it's got strong signal there in Dumaguete though. Well, like I said, mine's Smart. I forget the plan that I have, but it was like 449 pesos for the month. Again, I learned today that I thought I had unlimited, but that wasn't the case because I fried my unlimited data. I burnt right through it, and then I couldn't even do my own live stream until now, because I paid 30 pesos for this unlimited, apparently for the day, just to get me through today. I guess when you get it for the day, I guess that's a full 24 hours, I guess.
Yeah.
You're right. Chase says, yeah. Yeah, Mama said, Josh, you'll definitely get cheers from the bystanders if you could pull that off. Yeah, I would definitely get cheers too. I mean, I wish I was comfortable enough and I could just start zinging around on a motorbike with everybody. I'm sure it's fun, but I would definitely want a helmet, and I'd be nervous riding a motorbike in shorts and then just falling on its side and scraping myself up. I mean, the rule of thumb with people that rode motorcycles or anything of the sort in the United States is they always wore at least jeans. I mean, denim can at least protect you. Well, I don't have no jeans here. I mean, you can really, I mean, I've seen some guys that have laid their bike on its side here and they just had scratched, like their whole arm, it's just like it just, a layer of skin just ripped right off their arm. And like the scab was unbelievably bad. Like, I mean, I'm sure it would take a while for that thing to heal. And I'm sure that would just be a scar. I mean, it just looked like someone just took a knife and just freaking scalped their whole arm. It's pretty nasty. Ben says, I rode 4 up on a Habal about a month ago in Toledo City. I've rode those where you pay the guy. Definitely experience I wasn't used to. Probably would have been better if I had a helmet on. Driver had his toddler son in the front. Yeah, and some of these guys too, the helmets they give you are like helmets you see people wearing on skateboards or pedal bikes. Yeah, I don't think I mean, I guess that's better than nothing. But I like riding them. Like, I know a lot of the Hobble drivers around here in Dumagetti, and when you get somewhere, it's like you have a nice conversation with them. Plus, you get places quicker. I mean, I like riding them. I mean, tricycles aren't bad here. I mean, much better than Bacolod. The tricycles in Bacolod, only one of me could fit in it. They're so much smaller. They're here in Dumagetti, they're much bigger. You can fit, well, at least 4 people in the buggy part, and then another 2 or 3 can sit on the back seat of the bike that's connected. Much better here. Bacolod, it looks like a baby carriage on the tricycle in Bacolod. Josh says, when I was little, a neighbor's dad asked if I wanted to try riding his boy's motorcycle. He started pointing out both hand throttles, clutches, foot shifters, brakes, etc. Yeah, I could shift. I rode but it was only dirt bikes. A lot of my friends had dirt bikes. My parents would never let me get a dirt bike. They said it were too dangerous. So my next best alternative was they didn't even want me riding my friends, but I still did it anyway. I guess I'm lucky I never got hurt, because I probably would have gotten in a lot of trouble if I would have broken something. But yeah, they never were in favor of me getting a motorcycle. Although we lived in the mountains in Pennsylvania and everybody had dirt bikes and 4-wheelers, I was never allowed to get one. I always wanted to play football and I wasn't allowed. Yeah, it's funny the things you weren't allowed to do, but my parents know best, and I guess, who knows? Ben says, I've been wanting to rent a scooter here, but between the rain, traffic, overnight parking, I've been putting it off. Yeah. I mean, it would be fun to rent one, like if I went to Sikihor or something, like I said, an island, I wanted to just get around on my own. But at the same time, you can just pay a Filipino, you get there with the boat from Dumagetti to Sikihor, tell them, hey, I want to go here, pay them a couple 100 peso, and they'll drive you to wherever. And a lot of cases, you can get the same guy to drive you back to the port, to the boat. It's like it's too convenient for me to even get a bike. But that'll change. I mean, I could enjoy just riding all around the island on a bike and stopping different places and just kind of taking in the scenery. Josh says I coasted downhill to a neighbor's garage and went to turn the brake, but ended up being twisted the throttle. Bike did a wheelie and dragged me out of the driveway with a chin on the seat, with my chin on the seat. Jeez. I've been lucky. Like I said, I've done some dumb, stupid stuff when I was a kid, and I've been lucky. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get my charger. I'm gonna turn this light off so she's like in bed with her towel on her head. I'm just enjoying chatting as long as people are here and they're not bored. But if you guys get bored, feel free to tell me. I'm not going to stay up that much later. I still got to brush my teeth. Let me see. Ben said they ride in the gutter along the curb here. I have to get used to it. Yeah, they ride on the curbs here in Dumaguete. Like, they'll find any way to get around traffic. And if that means going up on the sidewalk, that's what they do. But I'm always amazed by them because it's almost like they have sets of eyes like all over their head. Like, I'm surprised there's not more accidents here. But it's what they're used to. It's like what they know. Like, that's why when you ever say, do you think they'd ever get street lights here in Dumaguete? And I don't know. They've been doing it this way for so long. It might be hard for them to change. But in Bacolod, there was a lot of street lights, and I didn't notice much difference with the drive. And I thought they were crazier, more like I thought it was crazier and more in Bacolod more than here. Some people think it's worse here, but I don't see it that way. But again, I'm just walking around, so I guess they're driving in it. They're going to see it from a different point of view. Your mama said that might have been a different promo, not sure. The unlimited 5G one plan I know is 800, only 28 days actually. Yeah, see, that's the one I have that I paid, just got the other day, was 449 pesos, but I was expecting it to be like 30 days a month, and it showed expiring like on the 26th of November, so it's not even a full month. But this one you're talking about, 800 pesos. So even though it's only 28 days, would you say that that's like unlimited? Like, I wouldn't have to worry about running out of data? Like, I could watch as much YouTube live streams, I could stream as much as I want and never worry about running out? I mean, 800 pesos is still really good. If that's the case, I'd be interested in that plan. That might be the best one that I can get for now until Starlink, becomes a real option. Ben says, the tricycle I rode in Toledo City was smaller than in Dumaguete. See, that must be like the Bacolod. Because Che and I tried to get into it together. And I'm like, Che, I can't even fit in this by myself. It was awful. Like I said, it looked like I was in a little baby stroller that you push a baby in. I mean, I'm not that big. I'm tall compared to that people here, but I'm like 5'11" and a half. And I'm a thin guy. Like, I'm not, and I felt like I had to really crunch it was awful. I was like, I'm not riding in this thing anymore. So I kind of missed the tricycles in Dumaguete compared to the mini ones in Bacolod. Bill Meyer says, I am from Iowa, USA, Central Time, 9:28 a.m. and warm, 29 degrees Fahrenheit degrees here. Yeah, my parents are in Pennsylvania. They were telling me how it's obviously getting dark around 6 or so and colder. Sometimes I would like a nice, crisp, cold air, like where you can open the windows at night, and I do miss that once in a while, I have to admit. Although I'm like I said, I'm a warm weather person. I'm all right with that. That's why you get once in a while you get these unseasonably cool days here. At least I noticed it more in Bacolod, where it was like it almost made you feel like a summer night in Pennsylvania, like at the end of summer. I was like surprised how much cooler it got, and it kind of was like a little bit of the humidity seemed much lower, and it was like kind of refreshing when it happened, and it reminded me of back home. Josh Wilson says, I didn't realize it was daylight savings. Also, that's it already went into effect. All right. So instead of being 12 hours ahead of my parents in Pennsylvania, I guess that means I'm 13 hours, or does it go from 12 to 11? I can't remember. I'm thinking it's 13. I'm thinking if it's 11:49 p.m. here, it used to be 11:49 a.m. for them, but now I guess it's 12 or 10. I can't remember. Now I'm confused. I don't know why they have daylight savings, to be honest with you. They should just get rid of. That's one of the dumbest things, in my opinion, that they ever. I mean, it's only an hour. Like, how big of a deal is an hour? And I know you hear people say, well, but it's good for when you take your kids to school in the morning because it's not dark. I'm like, oh, geez. I just think daylight savings is a waste. Now, if they did it for like 2 hours or 3 hours, maybe that would have some significance. But how big of a deal would it be just because it's only an hour ahead or an hour behind? How big of a deal would it be just to get rid of it? I don't know. I just never really truly understood why some places do it in the world and some don't. I don't know. Just my opinion, though. Wait here. Your mama says, oh, I just read from Reddit. There's actually a data cap in the unlimited promos. They say it's 10 gig. I don't know what the one I have, but whatever I used it up. It wasn't much. I don't know why they call it unlimited, because it's actually not, unless I read it wrong. Josh says we're up to 28, up to 41 currently. Philippines weather sounding good right now. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, if you're a true warm weather person, and you just like being in shorts and t-shirt all the time, I love it. Like, I like being out in the sunshine. Because, I mean, look, I mean, I know how I felt living in Pennsylvania. My favorite time of the year was summertime. That was my favorite time of the year. And that's when I was the happiest. Well, why? Because you're outside, you're in the sun, swimming in a pool, whatever you like to do outside. And then winter gets, and it's the longest season of the year. I hated that. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I snowboarded. I did a lot of stuff when I was younger, but my favorite time of the year was always summer, and it was the shortest time of the year. Josh says it went up an extra hour, time difference, fall box of 13 hours behind. All right, that's what I thought. So 11:52 here would mean in Pennsylvania or Florida, it's 10:52 a.m. John C. says, hey man, I hate the time change here. Hey, John C. Am I familiar with you, John C., or has it just been a while since I've seen you? Your name seems familiar, but has it been like a while? I don't know, you seem familiar. Maybe it's just been a while since I've seen you, but if not, John, if you're new, appreciate you being here. But for whatever reason, yeah, that's right. I knew you. It's been a while then, but thanks for being here. It's where I'm up later than I normally am. I probably won't be on here much longer. I'm getting tired. I usually get up at like 6:30. That's it from Ohio. Glad you're here, John. I'm glad you're all right, and thanks for popping in.
this is just a random live stream. Your mama says, hey man, nice talking to you all. Gotta go. Catch you again next time. Hey, your mama, thank you for being here. I'm assuming you're a subscriber now, so I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you gave a thumbs up. Anybody and everybody always say, I appreciate that you sacrifice your time, because you could be doing on other stuff, or you could be putting your time elsewhere. So the fact that you're sharing your time with me is very valuable, and I appreciate it. And Karen, good night to you and Che. Good night to you and James. Like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see where it gets, Karen. Like I said, God has a plan. We'll see how it works out. It'll be fine, but I appreciate you being here and hope to see you again. You'll see me tomorrow. I'll be popping in on yours as I always do. It's always peaceful and pleasant being in your live stream. So as always, appreciate you being here. And yeah, like Karen said, if you haven't liked, if you like it. And if you haven't subscribed and you're interested in foreigners living in the Philippines with Filipino wives or girlfriends and looking for advice or looking for guidance at potentially taking a leap of faith like I did and coming to the Philippines, hey, look no further than us. Me or James and Karen and anybody else that has a channel. We're living proof, we're here. So, Philip, where have you been, Philip? You just got in here just in time. I'm doing good, and yes, you're right, Philip. It is a late night. Random live stream, just talking the talk, having my some of my good friends here. I don't call them subscribers. I call them friends, because that's what they are, especially the ones that, are consistent in being here. And like I always said, I'll give the credit to, I think it all starts, a lot of them, with James and Karen and a lot of my subscribers. And then if my subscribers weren't familiar with James and Karen, if you're not familiar, you can see their channel right there, James and Karen's Adventures. Subscribe. They're a big part of the whole community, with a lot of vloggers here in the Philippines. And both James and Karen are good people, and I respect them a lot and appreciate them. It's not very often you just come across genuine people that share their lives on YouTube. And let me see. Karen says, I will join again. Sometimes I don't get notification that you're alive. I search your channel and I saw you live. Yeah, I don't know if there's ever any kind of trick when it comes to, other than I go to my notifications bell, like for you. Now, if you don't have your notifications turned on your phone, like I could go to my